So we started a project, and we spent a day brainstorming and planning a project for the Mix and Flow of Matter unit. We decided that we were going to have the students experiment with a variety of non-toxic, environmentally friendly products that would help to remove stains in clothing.
That idea came from because in that unit we do a lot of experiment and things like that. We're like, what kind of question or what kind of challenge we can give our student to have them not just follow an experiment but more create the experiment and try to solve like a problem. What's interesting too is in our community we have Rocky Mountain Soap Company, who are it's all they're about like very free toxin and all that project. And we're like, oh, it's interesting because they have a very well reputation in the valley. Everybody knows about it. And we kind of start about their mentality to go about cleaning product and all that it was kind of our starter to make it go in a project and just say, hey, guys, you know that company, it's how they work. And behind the soap you are buying, it's the whole process. And yes, science is a big part of that process too. And it was just an interesting way to start a project with something they already know.
Well, what made this different was that we actually got to make the product. Like with others, you might just experiment and then write down what worked and what didn't, but with this, we actually got to make it and show other people how it works.
The difference between this and many other projects that we do is that we had to go through the steps, otherwise it wouldn't work. We can't just skip over and go and basically just float through it. We have to actually take the time to do each separate section.
What I found different about this project is that normally I was expecting that we would have it and then there would sort of be different types of stain removers that was already planned out for us, I guess. But instead we made the product ourselves, and like for us, finding out how it all worked took a really long time, and finding out what attracted to other things more was a lot harder to find out. So it was just a lot different because we made it ourselves.
We actually got to make something that we could use in an experience. Like, we didn't just study it, we actually got to make it and use it. And if it didn't work, we
just got to keep retrying until it actually worked, and it was like a pretty hands-on project. It wasn't just like doing a demonstration of like what should happen. We actually did it, so that was pretty cool.
It was really good because it was really structured. So instead of kind of just doing things as we felt like it, we had something that we needed to follow. So even though we kind of had freedom through the project, we still kind of had something to follow, which helped a lot, I think, for people who couldn't necessarily stand task all the time. I found it really fun because it was like hands-on. You get to like experiment with stuff, and I think it like really helped me learn about like which like stuff are more attracted to others and all that.
What I found exciting about this project was it was just really something that I could be creative at, and you could learn a lot from it.
Well, we learned about sort of like if a chemist, you would try, and if that didn't work, you would go back and fix whatever didn't work in your product. And that's what we kind of did. So we had a first experiment that we did, and we found it didn't work. So we went back and figured out what didn't work and fixed that so it would work, and did it.
And because we were making a stain remover, we had different substance and different amounts of the substance. So you could start with like 20 milliliters of lemon, but then it wouldn't work, so you would go down to 10 or you'd go higher to 30, trying to find the exact amount for it all to work.
But we had all of these cloths, like maybe
7 or 8.
Yeah.
Just for the grapes.
More than just with grape stains of different trials, and we'd write on with permanent marker, say milk and oil and and then we'd see if that works, and then we'd let it dry, and then we'd go hydrogen peroxide and water and see what happens. And so we have all of these different stains of which one worked better, which one didn't, and then we'd write it down just in case it didn't work either. So then in the end, we just kind of laid all of the pieces of fabric out and see, okay, which ones worked best, which ones didn't. So like what Jen said with the last bit of we just added all of the things. We just were kind of told, oh, you should scrub it. But we were thinking, well, what about we just leave it? Because it was already kind of taking the stain out. So we did, and so we'd have like a list of all the ingredients at the top of the paper, and then we'd have not scrubbed, waited until scrubbed, rinsed, and then put another coat on. So then instead of just expecting it to come out with scrubbing, we were putting more coats on, less coats on. So it was a whole new round of variables that we had to go with.
It's nice to have like our notes laid out, because then you're able to backtrack and say, oh, okay, so this is kind of where it started, and that's when we added this ingredient, or we took out something, so now we know that we can go and lead down a different path.
The reason we continued trying is because there's obviously going to be a way, because some people got it right away and some people didn't, but seeing, I guess, the other people, for me, get it made me be like, okay, so they got it, I can get it, I just need to keep on trying. And I think for some people it was hard to think I need to keep on trying, but in the end everybody tried hard enough, even though they needed help sometimes, they ended up getting it.
What we did for the assessment at first, we decided to sit down and create a rubric for that project, and we started the project with that actually. When we show them the rubric, it's like what they're going to be assessed on for the whole process. And what we did, they had one sheet of paper with the first, on one side they have all the steps they have to do with little check mark and things like that, and on the other side they have the rubric, and that rubric and that piece of paper was everywhere in the classroom, and that they have always they had the chance to review it, put it on the smart board once, at least once or twice a week, to make sure, okay, guys, go back into your rubric, make sure you know where you're going, what you want to do, and step by step too.
I think that the day-to-day formative assessment would be the trial and error. Is this working with this product? How can I change it? The teacher walking around, asking them how things are going. Are they having any difficulties? And then, of course, the public testing was perfect assessment. And we invited some other classes in. The students had to have instructions for them. They had to have all the supplies ready for them, and also a Google form or a comment sheet. And so the grade 4s came in, and it was so wonderful to see how excited the students were to share their product with them. And so they could test it, and then once they tested it and received comments, then they were able to reformulate if they needed to reformulate.
Well, we had one experiment where we invited the grade 6s into our classroom to try our product on the stains, and we got feedback from them, and some said it didn't really work and some said it really worked. So that's somehow that helps us to know how we can improve it.
A bunch of other groups would bring different things into their detergent, like they would have like vinegar, and like they'd have different stuff, so you'd get ideas of what other stuff could work, and like you could ask them for a little sample. Another thing that happened in ours was we didn't have baking soda with our vinegar, but once you put those together, it kind of makes a chemical reaction. So at first we didn't actually know, we didn't even think of that, but then later at like our last step, we added them together and it took off the stain.
Got it, we got it, and it's good, and it will work.
Once you got the stain out, now it's just a matter of like getting it to like smell good and like other minor things, like just to get people to attract to it.
Yeah, like the boy said, when you figure out that your stain works, it puts you on a new level.
It felt like a big accomplishment because we figured it out, but
it was if the teacher told us, oh, just take out the baking soda, it'd be just like, oh, okay, like getting an answer for a question on a test or something. It wouldn't feel as good as, oh, we figured it out ourselves, no help. And yeah, it was all us, not the teacher or someone else.
So the engagement part of the project, I think, was the most exciting. I saw students in the entire classroom so excited about this, and I think they just, because it was related to an everyday situation that all students find themselves, they will spill something on their clothing, and you know, that's something they can relate to. They were amazed at how something like milk would take out a stain, and they were working at their own pace, so I think that also helped with this project.
You know, we see each other in the hall. It's like, how's it going? All the kids are so into it, and it was nice. I think when you start a class and you don't even, you're out front and don't even have to tell them or tell them what to do, and they're already starting. You're like, okay, I guess you know what you do, guys, what we're doing, and and sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna talk like 2 minutes. I just wanna, give you some instruction, and after that you can go, and they just stop. And what was interesting too, and we're talking about it, it's kind of, I had a lot of students, and it seemed at first a bit chaotic, because everybody's doing his thing, but it's kind of a controlled chaos. And it's fun. It's just fun to see them because they're all working and they're all talking about what they're supposed to do.